Live from the Stream Center in Tampa, Florida, the home of News Channel 8, your official Bucs station. This is Bucs Bonus on WFLA Now, powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY.
Will the Bucs have their starters back in time to play the Colts after losing them to injury against the 49ers? One wide receiver placed on injured reserve. What does this mean for the team? And how likely is it that Tampa Bay, even at 4-6, makes the playoffs? You would be surprised. We have all of that and more right here, right now on Bucs Bonus. I'm your host, Aileen, Hnatiuk, alongside my teammate, your Bucs insider, Karen Loftus. Let's see if I get this one right. There it is. Finally get the applause. Yeah, obviously any loss is disappointing. So just, flush it, move on, right? I mean, what else can you do at this point? Obviously there's, things you can learn. But I think for the Bucs, the biggest thing, and we can get right into it, is just kind of who is, who they lost in that game to injury. Four starters on defense, not good. Lavonte David, Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, and who's the other one I'm missing?
I was gonna say I only thought there were
three or four.
I thought there were the three that you named, unless there was somebody that I missed.
Yeah, not good. So Jamel Dean was not at practice today. All the other guys were there, limited. Todd Bowles said today to media that if there was a game today, they would not be playing. So, no injured reserve besides one guy. Karen?
Yeah, we just got an email from the Bucs that Raheem Jarrett was placed on injured reserve. Not sure. We were since it's just happened, we were trying to remember, maybe when that happened. He had 2 targets in the game. He had one catch, the 41-yard catch, which I think was their longest play of the game, actually.
Right.
And was targeted one other time. So that is, always tough to see. That's not good news. That's so unfortunate. He's a rookie out of Maryland. Placed on injured reserve. Appeared in 10 games for the Bucs. Just reading the press release here. Had 4 receptions for 60 yards.
It was really unexpected too, because you and I were talking about this before the show even started, and we were like, "Whoa!" Like, what you know what I mean? Like, that was not one that we thought was going to happen, but sneaky guy. Like he comes out of nowhere and makes explosive plays. A little underrated in my opinion. I think he adds a lot to the Bucs offense when he's needed. Of course, when you're double teaming Chris Godwin or Mike Evans, and then that leaves a guy like Raheem Jarrett open. So not great for him. But of course, moving forward, I'm sure they will figure that out. But we did get the injury report.
Yeah, so Lavonte David did not participate. Jamel Dean did not participate. And Devin White did not participate.
Yeah.
Carlton was limited. Godwin was limited. Hainsey was limited. Neal was full participation. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that is good. He had a
Everyone
wrap on his
remembers
hand.
he was out.
Right, he had a
last
wrap on
week.
his hand today.
And then Tristan Wirfs is on there with an ankle, but he was full participation.
Of course.
If you remember, he got
Tough
hurt
guy.
in the game.
Right.
So,
Right.
But he, toughed it out.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's surprised about that. But he had full participation today, so that is positive. Okay, we got Jamel Dean up here.
Yes, and then for the Colts too, I'm not seeing anybody that's super,
You know what I
standing out.
saw on here, and Bucs fans will remember this. Grant Stewart is on there.
Look at that.
He was Mr. Irrelevant that the Bucs drafted, and he's with the Colts now. Linebacker, got a lot of reps for the Bucs and special teams. Mr. Irrelevant, for those who don't know, is like the last pick in the draft. It's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
It was not an insult. Grant Stewart, but he's on the Colts injury report with an illness and did not participate.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, you know who is looking forward to this Colts game and bouncing back from the 49ers, Karen? Take a wild guess.
Oh, is it Buckify?
Bingo. You got it. So let's hear from him.
Okay.
Aileen, this is Buckify Burton. I want to say you guys happy holidays for the Thanksgiving weekend. All right, it's coming up. and I'm going to be doing something. We're going to be serving food at Donatella restaurant. We're going to be giving it to a lot of kids and everything, but at the same time, I won't eat too much because the Bucs are getting ready to play the Colts, and I want to be ready for the Colts and ready for the Buccaneers to take it all the way to the promised land. We'll get this W, and then we'll take it on to the promised land and get ready for the three-peat, back-to-back division title. This is Buckify Burt, and I am out.
Hey, I see you Thanksgiving Day. Gino, Donatella, Buckify, on the way out.
In the morning, Donatella.
And JJ might even be in the house.
I will love you do that.
You will love it. All right, thank you now.
Bless you.
Man, oh man, love to see it. Love the excitement always from him.
So good.
He's so good.
He's ready for this Colts game.
He's ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he certainly is.
He called
Ready
Bucs
for the
Super
Colts
Bowl.
game. The next one up for the Bucs. Just needing another win.
Yeah, and speaking of this Colts team, what a lot of the guys were talking about in the locker room when I asked them what are you looking at with this team, and majority, especially the defensive guys, were like the run game. That's all they talked about when it came to that. So one of the running backs that they're going to want to watch out for, Jonathan Taylor, and I'm going to pull up his stats from the Patriots game when they won 10-6. 23 carries for 69 yards, had one touchdown, and then another guy that they kind of utilized too in the run game as well, Michael Pittman. So those two guys you want to watch out for sure. Obviously, Pittman being a wide receiver, but they've got a pretty dynamic offense, no doubt. And, the defense is going to have to be ready and step up. That's the name of the game, especially in the NFL, next man up mentality, right? So a lot of rookies, right?
Yep.
They were talking about that too, and kind of getting their shot and capitalizing on it. Josh Hayes, Servassier Dennis, Yaya Diaby. And can we talk about that man for a second?
Yeah, Yaya and Kalijah
crazy.
too.
Yeah, both of those guys in the 49ers game, we had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Four sacks total for the Bucs, and he had 2 of them. He had half of them.
Yeah.
It's
He's been
nuts.
playing really well.
Yeah.
And I think, so Todd Bowles has said this a couple times, it's about their pressure that they're getting on the quarterback and just being disruptive. He even said today, he sort of reiterated, he's like, it's not that the quarterback sacks are irrelevant because it's still a tackle for a loss.
Right.
But it's overall just affecting the passer and their decision making, and how all of that works together. But to your point about Yaya and some of the younger guys stepping up,
Right.
It's been really good to see. And I always love to see rookies coming in and performing well,
Yeah.
especially in these instances where their team really needs them.
Yeah.
Right now they need the depth with the trio of players going out in the 49ers game. Obviously, we don't know their status for Sunday yet, but it was encouraging, I think, for the Bucs to have those guys and to have faith in them.
Yeah.
But Yaya's coming along.
Dude, that man, he is an absolute animal. Bowles was raving about him today, as he should. But yeah, you mentioned the rookies. It's like a lot of people kind of forget and don't understand how much of a transition it is going from college to the NFL. And Josh Hayes talking about it today. He was like,
Oh yeah, what did he say?
He was like, it's so much more detailed. Like, so much more detailed. And again, this is like something I'm like, oh, well, yeah, duh. But like, these aren't things people think about, right? You kind of forget. And just paying attention to detail, doing your homework, and how just big of a change it is in all aspects, not just, on the field. So really, you have to credit these guys, these rookies. Yes, it's their job, but also they're doing a good job. Like this team has a lot of rookies that are playing right now, playing on the field, getting minutes, getting time, making plays, and it's not easy. And I'm just proud of them. Okay, I'm just proud, in any team for that matter.
Yeah.
If you got a group of rookies that are showing out and showing up and doing their job, because it's a really hard transition, or at least that's what I learned from the guys talking.
Yeah, and even on the offensive side of the ball for the Bucs too, it's like, of course, Trey Palmer's name has come up a lot in regards to just making big plays.
Yeah.
So that's been encouraging to see. Just some of the younger guys just
Yeah.
the necessity against the 49ers, and it's happened in other games too, is when, they double Mike and Chris and they're not getting looks at those guys. Yep. You're looking, down your progressions to some of the other playmakers who have proven that they can make plays. I mean, Trey just continues to impress all of us with these catches that he's able to make.
He's something special.
See ball, get ball. Every time I see him, he said that so many times. It's like the automatic thing when I see him make a catch.
What is his dance he does too with his
Oh yeah.
He goes
I can't do it. I can't fit.
I can't do it. But yeah, no. So well done for them. But let's talk about this this Colts team.
Yeah.
We mentioned the run game, of course. They're 5-5. I believe they're third in their division right now, just like the Bucs. I'm going to double check on that. But yeah, this is a hungry team. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Pats. They have a bye week. They're well rested, and now they're coming in facing the Bucs at home. So this is a really prepared, disciplined team. But Servassier Dennis, he talked about kind of how they're going to go about the run game. He was like, that's all me. He's stepping up for Levante David. He stepped in place of him last game, and he will come Sunday if Levante is not on the field. But he's just like, that is my bread and butter, the run game. It makes me excited. It gets me going. That's my job. So
good, because the Colts are 10th in the league in rushing offense, 118 rushing yards. Contrastingly, the Bucs are 32nd in the league in rush offense with 76.9 rushing yards.
Good deal.
So if Servassier is up for the challenge, I think the Colts are.
They're like, all right, we're ready for it.
According to the numbers, pretty well equipped in the rush offense category.
Yeah. Karen, can you believe that they're 4-6 and they're in the playoff hunt?
They certainly are.
Yeah.
NFC South in the mix. Okay, do you have that? Yeah, I usually have the standings. Love taking a look at that.
Yeah.
Just to check in there. Yeah. So after it's Colts, Panthers. I know you just had the schedule up, but I think I have it up over here too. So after the Colts game, we're not getting ahead of ourselves, but looking at playoff picture, playoff projections, obviously you're looking at the division games that are coming up.
It's
so
four, if I'm correct.
So week 13. So this is week 12. So Colts and then Panthers, Falcons. And then the Saints are week 17 and then the Panthers. So it's so funny that I'm totally realizing that they haven't even played the Panthers once. So week 13 will be their first meeting.
Kind of crazy, right? Which, by the way, that game was flexed. So went from 1 p.m. to 4:05 p.m.
Good
Eastern.
reminder.
Yes. Yeah, it's bizarre. And if things go, the way I'm about to say, we'd have a 3-way first place tie. So if the Saints lose to the Falcons and then the Panthers, hold on, I have it written down. It's confused me. I said it in my show yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. If the Bucs win and the Falcons beat the Saints, then there'd be a 3-way tie.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Didn't even have to read that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons it's, when you talk about a team losing 5 of their last 6, no team ever wants that.
No.
But you keep circling back to what's your goal. Your goal is to get into the playoffs. And that's still very much alive for the Bucs.
Yeah.
So
100%.
as much as they would love to have won more games to this point, their goals are still very much right there for them to get.
Yeah, 100%. So something that they also talked about today was Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I
and all
love
the food.
hearing players and coaches talking about their Thanksgivings. Tell all the things.
It was cute. A few of them were like, I love, being with family and spending time with them and blah, 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 and yada, yada. And then, of course, we got to the fun questions like, okay, who eats the most? What's your favorite food?
Yeah.
The 3 names that I heard the most were Tristan Wirfs, Yaya Diaby, and who was the other man? It was mostly those two.
Okay.
But it was kind of crazy learning how much Yaya eats. Like I was told he has like 3 meals for his first meal. He has like thousands and thousands of calories a day.
Consumption.
This man builds up for Thanksgiving. He gets ready for Thanksgiving all year.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I know.
He's been practicing for this day.
I know. Josh Hayes said mac and cheese was his favorite.
Oh yeah.
Baker's a dessert guy.
I heard. Didn't he give a shout out to his grandma's
He did.
dessert?
He said his grandmother makes a nice dish. And I asked a lot of them like, hey, you guys helping out in the kitchen over there?
Right.
They're like, no.
Taste tester.
My gosh, no. Like we're eating. But yeah, it's fun. I have to agree with Josh. Mac and cheese is probably
That's
my
a good
favorite.
one.
All the carbs.
Yeah. Oh,
Cornbread.
for sure.
Potatoes. Maybe throw some vegetables in there, some collard greens.
If I could just do turkey with stuffing with like a ton of gravy, like just soak it. At some point, the food is just a vehicle for the gravy.
That's what
Our
Bob was saying.
Did he?
our other teammate. He said too. He was like, dude, forget the potatoes. It's a waste of my time. Give me the gravy. And I was like, just a glass of gravy. I mean, do you?
Oh my gosh. My mom makes phenomenal gravy and stuffing.
That's
so good.
amazing. Okay, hot debate, stuffing or dressing.
Stuffing. We always called it stuffing.
I did too, but apparently there's a huge difference. It's like one's cooked and one's not cooked.
Oh.
One's in the turkey, one's not in the turkey. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Learning new things today.
I'll eat both though. I'll eat either.
I didn't know there was a difference. I thought it was just like where you grew up and like what it was called.
Maybe. That's
a
just
regional thing.
It's what I heard. It could be that as well. Yeah, but hey, give me both of them. Give me all of it.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah. Also, give the Bucs a win come Sunday, guys. Again, they are away in Indianapolis, but we'll be bringing you all the coverage here. Tune in every single Wednesday. We're on Apple, Spotify if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're late, YouTube. So we are here bringing you all the information that you need to know about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.